Peace. This is Dr. Siddiqui Chebaye, and I'd like to speak with you today on a topic that is very, very important, and that's power. We're going to talk about power today. What is power? Power has the ability, it's an energy that has the ability to change the course of things, events, and it can even have a great influence on changing people. I know a lot of people say, oh, you can't change nobody and all that, but guess what? Your power can be so influential or can be so much up there that you can influence the change. We do it all the time. I can't change nobody. Oh, yes, you can. If you tap into your God mind, you can do that. God's children can change all things, can do all things. And we must understand that. Power. Not only do we have the power, we are power. We are. God's children can do anything they put their minds to. They can change anything. It's only energy. If I transform my mind to a certain level of energy, I can change things, anything that's equal to that or under it. I can influence the change. But the first thing I need to do is to change me, to qualify myself in order that I might become a team player, a family member, a child of God. We can do it. We have to be intentional, though. Praying is not good enough. We need to get up off our knees and so forth and so on and get the job done. Action is all that matters. We are action people. That's why we are here. We are a physical manifestation of power. The physical manifestation of power is what we are. We are the greatest of all times and always will be. We are Alpha and Omega. But unfortunately, somebody did a job on our souls. And when you tamper with somebody's souls, you alter everything about them. And that's what had happened to us. So we have to unify ourselves to get our powers back because we feed off of each other's energy. We got in this mess together and we got to come out together. That's just how simple it is. But we have this funky style that we have assimilated through integration and going to these schools and teaching us how to be anything but what we really are and what we really need to be. So this is a golden opportunity right here and right now, brothers and sisters, to elevate your mind, elevate your level, to be more powerful than ever before. Now, here's some examples of power that most of us, if not all, are familiar with. This book that we call the Bible. And all these other books, they're nothing but guides to tell you how to get from point A to point B. No one has the only answers. You have an answer. You have answers, but not all the answers. All religions should end up at the same place, and that's spiritual. Doesn't matter how you got there. What about the spirituality, which is our reality? Now I'm gonna give you some examples again in this book that we call the Bible. What about David and Goliath? David was one person and Goliath was the system. And David did a thing on the system. Jesus did the same thing when he went in the synagogue. Jesus wasn't no punk like everybody think he is, walking around like a little hippie and all pious and all of that. No, he was a warrior and he was ready to change things, or at least influence the change. What about Joshua at the wall of Jericho? When everybody marched around the wall at the same time, the same rhythm, the same energy, the same power, and those walls came tumbling down. That's power. What about Hannibal? When he came from Ethiopia and went over there to Italy and straightened all that stuff out, these wild ass people. that came out of the caves and don't know nothing about civilization. But we gave it to them. What about Nat Turner? They were scared when they heard his name. They trembled. That's power. What about Shaka Zulu? Woo! Power. It's in all of us. All we got to do is to tap into it. We are complete, but yet incomplete. The incompleteness is that it's there, but the completeness is when we bring it out to the forefront. Let's validate ourselves. Let's qualify ourselves to be chosen, not just to be called on. When you entertain fear, it will cancel out everything. It will cancel out your power and everything. Fear is the mother of all craziness. We got to stop fearing because we are power. Fear will run, will dissipate when we come on the scene. But you got to know who you are because you can't fool energy once again. Wake up and realize your reality, which we are gods by nature. We have to tap into the spirit of our Creator and our ancestors who wants the best for us. We might as well go for it. We got nothing to lose. We got everything to gain. We got to go Sankofa, go back and get it and bring it up and validate it. That's how simple it is. But we got to do it together. We used to be like the beehive. You mess with one, you deal with them all. But now we became individuals. We got to find a way to come back together. We're trying to prove we don't need each other. That's terrible. All of us are vulnerable when that happens. But when you're unified, you feed off of each other's energy, and that's what creates the power. We are not only human. I'm only human. No, we're more than human. We are gods as a human being. Let me say that again. We are gods as a human being. Let's bring out our godhood. You can't fool energy and power. So let's get it right, get our balance, and go ahead on and be the great ones that we are. We are Alpha and Omega. Go ahead on and get your blessings, brothers and sisters, because you deserve it. Keep your lights on and keep them bright at all times. And always remember, do your best and let God do the rest. You got to know when to hold and know when to fold. How do you know that? You got to have a strong discerning spirit to know the difference so you won't be using emotions. You'll be using what you know. Stay strong, brothers, and do the right thing, and everything is yours. Peace.